The subject was actually puzzled me myself because do I really call people or toxic client? Or so I asked myself first the question, what is toxic? And here's the three things I found out. There are three sort of toxic things. One, people are toxic in their behavior, and I hope none of you have them as your client, as your friend. I mean, if it's your parents, I'm sorry for that, but those people you want out of your life. Then you have the toxic thing that the people are not toxic, but the business is toxic. Again, I'm not sure if you want to accept those as client or not. Well, we're not going to talk about it too much now. But the third, I think that's what the current circumstance shows us. Although the business is not toxic, the people may not be toxic, but the circumstances makes it toxic. So what do you do in those situations? Now, let me tell you two warning in the beginning. First, all those things, of course, are work in progress. So things that being not toxic in the past may be toxic later on. The second is don't think that if one of them happens, it necessarily makes everything toxic. What I mean is be careful. If circumstances are toxic, it doesn't mean that the client is toxic or the business is toxic. So I don't want you to categorize or stigmatize people or businesses just because of circumstances, and then we have to deal with that. So two questions I think we should all ask ourselves. First, what do you do if you have them already as your portfolio as a client, as your client in your business development? What do you do if you have those clients who are, or the circumstances make them toxic? And the second, how do you deal with it for the future? How do you prevent getting those toxic clients to come and be part of your practice, etc.? And of course, it's not about just serving them. We have all the concern about reputation, branding. How will other people look at you? Maybe you lose, other clients will leave you because of that. So that's the concern, actually. It's not about how you serve them. So the first question I said, how do you do if you have them in your portfolio? What if 50% of your portfolio is those toxic clients or clients that come in with toxic circumstances? What if it's 100%? I have a friend who has actually a law firm here in the Netherlands, and he only focused on Russian clients. He actually married to a Russian lady who she's stuck now in Russia, and he lives in the Netherlands, and they can enter the country now, and he lost all his clients. What do you do then? Think about it a second, but, all the time before, we always talk about the business development. We talk about you need to niche your firm, you need to do specific thing. This person niche his firm, but look what happened. Toxic circumstances. Do you want to put all the eggs in the same basket, or you want to put them all over and do other things? It's a very good thinking, but I mean, you cannot predict it in advance. So first I will say here, you don't have many choices. If there's toxic circumstances, you have no choice. So first, don't try to be sneaky. I know some people trying to find any opportunity still to work with his clients that nobody will see. Don't be sneaky. Everything will be seen. You have to work for the good of us as humanity. Second, clients understand. If circumstances become toxic, clients understand themselves. And you know what? They may leave by themselves. You don't have to get rid of those toxic people or toxic clients or toxic circumstances. They're going to leave. So they do half of the job for you. And maybe it's also an opportunity to learn that only for circumstances, but also for client in the future, if you have future toxic client. With that, let me move to the second question and ask, what happens if for the future, you don't want to get those people in your portfolio? What would you do? And I know Richard wrote to me when we discussed it in short. He said, what about due diligence? And I'm asking you, will you do due diligence? Did you ever do due diligence? Didn't you laugh? I used to be in the corporate management services. And every client we used to ask for compliance, due diligence. But isn't it stupid? Isn't it like asking your new employee to get you a recommendation? It's a stupid request, because where they're going to go? To the enemies, people who hate them? That's not enough. It's almost like Googling to find people on the first page on Google. That's what they want you to find about them. Go to page 26 in Google, find what they want to hide from you. So maybe due diligence is not the right thing. I remember when we had corporate services, we had a lot of Russian clients. We used to even hire the KGB guy who used to take pictures. And I remember vividly, he used to take pictures of the wife of the client, of the wife of the U-boat, to show us it's real. The guy, by the way, got killed. So do you want to have those people in your practice to help you? I mean, where have you been? I mean, so maybe that's bringing me to the second opportunity. Now, due diligence, maybe more business intelligence. And I suggest all of you in the legal world to look outside of legal world. Look at that. I used to help one of the best professor in business intelligence, went with him to trade show. Literally saw, without mentioning name, one of the sporting goods company. And when they go to a trade show, they took 20 people I have few rooms, had computer, send people to the floor asking questions, and all that information showed them a lot of information about their competitors. You could do the same about your clients. So business intelligence, there's a lot of tools, a lot of knowledge out of the legal world, out of the accounting world. Go somewhere else. Don't try to find them in our world because they are just primitive there. Go outside to other industries, you find them and use them. And maybe the most favorite one for me will always be network. See, how will you find about other people before they come, you call the circumstances? If you engage with your network on a regular basis, you get so much information. In the networking world, excuse me to be a bit vulgar here, we say a good networker is the person who know who went to do at night. So much details and so many things. You're not going to find it online, I promise you. And pay attention to meta information. The information people share with you without even noticing. Look, for example, on the background of us as a speaker. Can you learn about each of us something? Can you know what we like? How do we look like? How do we behave? If you're not going to capture that information, you're not going to find it nowhere, not in your CRM system, nowhere. That's the meta information that people share with you, and you can use it, but also for the follow-up that most of us are neglecting. And maybe the last one is when you do networking, I love to use the term boomerang referrals. What does it mean? Why do we love so much referrals? Because if you go to the people who you already know, like, and trust, who refer your business, and they'll help you take out those toxic circumstances, people in business. How do they do that? By referring you other people, because people like to refer people they like themselves. We like to be liked. So they will refer people they like, and they fear that if they refer you the wrong people, they may hurt the relationship with you. So they actually help you select the right people to your practice, not attract toxic people around. That's it for me for now. Thanks for that.